Howdy everybody, Pyrex is here. I was out checking out Fort Necessity today, and I figured that while I'm up here I might as well make a separate little video all about Braddock's grave in this area since I was passing by. So you can see here, there's a parking lot area. Alright, nice little parking area. They got stairs that's going to go down to the monument there. But first let's go ahead and do some of the history here. So back in 1754-55 you have talks about building the road, the national road, and then later how this is when Washington went through and the whole Jumonville affair, that whole thing going on, which is farther closer towards Pittsburgh down Route 40 a ways. And then it talks about Braddock and the Battle of Monongahela and how he was wounded, and then how they buried him here. I'm going to walk this way though, instead of going down those steps and everything. I'll do that on the way back, but I'm going to go this way because there's some little monuments and stuff, little things to look at and appreciate here. It's right off of Route 40. That's what this is. This is Route 40. It's the end, well, the middle of November, the 15th. So let's see. Now over here you can see Braddock's Restaurant, Bar and Inn. Nice little place to stop and eat if you want. And I don't know if they actually have rooms or not. Back in the day I'm sure they did, but I don't know if they actually still rent out rooms for like people. The old Braddock Road, here you can read about it here. Well, I don't know if you could actually see that. It's pretty all one color. Another little marker here lets you know about the first roads to the west, it says, you know, about before the Europeans and all that. Interesting. Now down there, down in that central gully down there, that's where the original gravesite is. We'll be walking down there. Like I said, this is just going to be a short little video. Might as well get a shot of this here, since it's like a historic marker and everything. Gotta walk to the grass to see this. General Edward Braddock was buried here in 1755 after his disastrous defeat and death. Site of the original grave, the new grave, to which his remains were moved in 1804, and a trace of the Braddock Road may be seen here. So, yeah, this is where the road used to be, right through down this gully. You can see a couple little tracks. Somebody drives down there. But this is the memorial, what we're coming up on now. It's just a little loop around the loop trail here. Whew. Yeah, I did quite a bit of hiking up there at Fort Necessity today. I mean, of course, Fort Necessity, Braddock here, this is all kind of linked to the same period of history. Hope the wind's not too bad. Surprisingly, it's not that cold. I'm very comfortable. I don't know how well you can see that. There we go, yeah. Nice. Very nice. This monument was erected and dedicated to the memory of Major General Edward Braddock by the Braddock Memorial Park Association of Fayette County, Pennsylvania, October 15th, 1913. Okay. Here lies, you know, his memorial, blah, blah. And something on this side says the same thing as the other side, it looks like. Coldstream Guards of England, officers of the old regiment. Interesting. And then Park Association stuff, the committee and all that. All right. Wow, look at that. Nice old farm buildings up there, and old farmhouse over there. There's those steps, like I said. It's nice of them to have the steps. Hate to have to walk up and down the hillside and be slipping on the mossy, grassy, wet stuff because it just rained. Secret grave. I guess they buried him in the middle of the road so that his body wouldn't be desecrated or something, if I remember. I didn't read it now, but I read it before. This old brain, so chock full of things since I do a lot of reading and stuff online, and oh my goodness, I'm sure I mix things up. So And I'm just kind of impromptu. I don't really do a lot of preparation for these things. Now here, this is part of the old road from my understanding, and I've actually never walked down here before. Interesting. So I guess this is apparently where the original grave was, right in the middle of this road somewhere. So the road was originally, I think, something like 10 or 12 feet wide. It wasn't very big. And what was it, 1,400 men were walking down it, 2,400 total, 1,000 stayed back with supplies or something. Kind of caught that briefly as I was looking at that. Oh, a nice little creek down here. Look at that, how pretty. And this tablet marks the spot where Major General Edward Braddock was buried, July 14, 1755. His remains were removed in 1804 to the site of the present monument. So there's his original grave site. And then they took him out, I guess they took him out of the road and put him up there on the hill. I'm sure none of these trees were around then. Maybe this one was small. Couple of these bigger ones, but yeah, most of these other, like these pines, probably weren't here. They were probably planted back by the CCC. They did a lot of these little pine patch plantings. Yeah, a little trail goes back in there. I wonder if it actually goes anywhere. Huh, interesting. Well, that's pretty much it, folks, for the Fort Braddock, or not Fort Braddock, I'm sorry, the for the Braddock Grave Memorial. You can check him out, read all about him, you know, see if you can pause the frame and read some of those placards that I filmed. All right, guess I'm gonna head on home now, stop at the historic Stone House restaurant and inn, since I have a $50 gift card from a friend. I think I'm gonna, they have a butcher shop there. I think I'm gonna get me a couple of hunks of, you know, chuck roast or something. So all right, folks, hope you enjoyed this brief little tour, little 7.5 minute little tour of the Braddock's grave area. Pyrax is out. Thanks, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Have a great day. Bye.